What is up, guys? It is the sports nerd Bradley Walker, and welcome to the Walker Report, part of NGSC Sportscast. Remember the website, it's ngscsports.com for all your current sports content, and your boy has to say thank you to the website. I am covering Tampa Bay Rays baseball. I've been at the last 3 games for the Boston Red Sox, and I will be at the next 3 games for the Kansas City Royals starting tomorrow. So I want to thank Ralph and John for all that they do, because I would not be at the baseball games if I wasn't that way. We are also part of the Game Winner Sports Network, Mancini Media, the Snowman Multimedia Sports, and the Sports Alliance of America Incorporated. Welcome in, guys. Happy Thursday. Your boy was on vacation last week. So yeah, back from vacation. We have 2 great sponsors. The first one is TradingZenSpaces.com. It is the local choice in St. Petersburg, Florida, for house cleaning, organization, decluttering, and pet sitting. It's about finding the peace within you and comfort to your life. And guys, remember, Zen Spaces begins with you. Be kind to yourself and one another. We are also sponsored by Fun-Wags.com. Born from a near tragedy, the Fun Wags mascot had a bad reaction from a store-brand treat. The tragedy nearly killed the dog, actually, but we now make pet treats with 3 ingredients you can pronounce. Head over to fun-wags.com because at the end of the day, guys, our fur babies deserve the best. Head over to fun-wags.com to get those treats. All right, guys, let me welcome in my 3 great co-hosts. Gentlemen, good evening.
What's going on?
Evening.
Not too much.
How do I
look?
All right.
Good.
Oh, I look blown. I feel like I look blown out. Ugh. Let me make an adjustment here. That seems better on that side. I should have done, consummate professional here. We should have done this all long before we got set up. The joys of live radio.
Yeah. All right.
How are you gentlemen tonight?
My best friend told me made a
I'm doing about as good as I can.
Yeah. I guess
I got some.
Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
You graduated from best friend to.
No, I said she said that I graduated from covering college baseball to going to pro baseball. So
there you go. There you go.
So,
Right.
Yeah, it's a little different. No aluminum sound and no aluminum sound and white balls. So
a lot less intimate. A lot more professional.
A lot more professional, yeah. A lot more press box related stuff, more than being in the stands with the fans.
Right.
But again, I'm not saying that I didn't enjoy going to cover college baseball. By all means, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, of course.
Today that gave me the credentials and thanked him for that, and he responded back, "Hey, thanks for your coverage." So hopefully next year I'll be back on campus again. For the Bulls.
So
go ahead.
Right.
No more college baseball this year?
They failed Buddy to make the AAC championship, which is in the same city that I live in, but they failed to make it. They lost last Saturday to UAB, and knocked them out.
Birmingham.
I can't believe it's already over.
They fired their head coach, so they'll have a new head coach this season.
You're available. You should drop your resume.
Yeah, I'm going to be a college baseball coach. Yeah, I don't even know
anything
about baseball. I write about it.
Can't be any worse than the guy that got fired.
Three losing seasons in a row cost him his job. So there you go.
Yeah, I think that's cause for being fired.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Brad couldn't be any worse than than a guy that gets fired after 3 years.
Yeah.
That's
I
true.
had a player to come on here, and because the coach got fired and the program is going elsewhere, that he's not going to come on until a new coach is hired and stuff like that. So I think that's
That's
to
fair.
avoid any questions. Like if we go, hey, what was your thoughts? Now he doesn't have to answer
Any
those questions.
any kind of conflict of interest or anything.
And I don't want to cost him his scholarship either. Say he comes
Right,
on
of
here
course not.
and it gets out. Oh, here's how he feels. Okay, well you're gone. You're out of here.
Yeah, yeah.
For your
So, yeah.
scholarship. Like, I don't want that to happen. So
Of course not. No, of course not.
So guys, real quick, Gerald, do you want to go ahead, buddy, and talk a little bit about your wife? We can kind of talk about her for a little while, if you want to. I'm gonna leave the floor to you.
Well, guys,
And again, if you want to get emotional, brother, you can get all emotional as you want, man. Don't worry about any
Let it all
judgment.
out, brother.
Yeah.
Okay.
as y'all know, May the 10th, I lost my wife. She was a big part of both shows. She loved y'all guys. I mean, she loved every one of y'all. And y'all know she loved picking on me on the shows. Especially on this one, especially with Brad's snappy comeback. We're going to see a murder on the show. That just tickled her to death, man. She just started laughing.
Now, Gerald, that I mean, again, I'm sad that she's gone, but I always will remember that about her from here on out. I always go, yeah, we used to joke around with Gerald about her killing him, live on the air and stuff like that. So that's how I'm going to remember her. I'm glad that she found humidity, in that. That's
The
great.
humor.
That's fantastic that she and like I said, we loved her too. I mean, she was a part of our show. What about every show? I think every show
Just
she
about.
would say something background or something along those lines. So she was much part of your show as was this one too. So I love her to death, and we'll all get a chance to see her again. Someday we're all going to get a chance to visit her again. So, but yeah, I wanted to leave the floor to you, bud. If you wanted to say anything about her, go right ahead. I like I said, I'm not against anything. Whatever you want to say, go ahead. The floor is yours,
Adam,
guys.
Lou, do y'all have any good memories of her?
Well,
go ahead.
Go ahead, Lou. I'll leave the floor to you. You.
Well,
Because I'll talk for an hour, so you go ahead.
So, right, she was great to come on the show. I'm just sorry that we never got a chance to meet in person, face to face. I mean, that would have made it complete. We'll miss the humor. We'll miss of course, the bad jokes that I did. Well, then again, maybe you won't. But because it's only murders in the building, folks. But I mean, at least she was a good sport about it, and that was the best thing about it. She knew how to take it in stride. Because some people think like, "Oh, that's an insult," but you can't do that about her humor and everything. That's also a part of the show too, and I'm glad she was a part of it. And she believed me. She's like the how they had the fifth Beatle. She was the fifth member of our show.
Definitely the fifth Beatle. All the bad jokes that come up at a time like this. You say you lost your wife. It's like, did you look under the couch? She would have thought that was hilarious. She would have died laughing.
I'm looking on the couch right now.
I know, right? and so that's my takeaway. The things that I want to say are just I'll say this before I say anything else, is that she's no longer suffering. She didn't suffer long. She got the diagnosis, and shortly after she didn't spend 3 or 4 years fighting it. and just withering away to nothing. So the little things that you can take solace in, you finding the humor in, and finding the silver lining in the bitter pill is where I'm at, and for you. And the other thing is, like, if you hadn't have flashed yourself on the other show, this never would have happened.
In all honesty, I still want to see the proof that he had, because I don't ever remember seeing it. So I want to see the proof that he had. So
I went back looking for that proof, and somehow know that it got deleted.
No, I know nothing happened, but I still find the humor in that, even amongst tragedy. For me, finding the humor in tragedy, and to take people off their guard and get them to laugh, and bringing them back down to earth, or bringing them back up to earth, getting you back on your feet, dusting you off, and your life gets to go on. Her life is over. Her life's done. She lived her life. Was it as long as you might have wanted? Obviously not. But she lived a good life, and you were instrumental in her living her best life. And you get to, from here on out, whoever you meet is never, and the thing about it is like, when you lose a great player, right? Whether it be a Tony Dorsett, or God, why am I blanking on Cowboys right now? Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, Michael Irvin, right? You don't forget the games they played and the wins they got from the championships they brought in, right? Nobody can replace Michael Irvin. No one can replace Troy Aikman. Nobody can replace Emmitt Smith.
No.
Take your favorite, obviously you're going to, but at some point you're going to find another person that is going to fill that role for you. Maybe it's 2 people, maybe it's 3 people. Like any great team, they find a way to adjust to their new circumstance. And in your time of pain, obviously you're not a football team. You don't have to worry about winning the next championship game. You can take as long as you want. It could be 10 years. It could be 10 years. You have 3 girlfriends. Nobody really clicks. And then one day, you're sitting down there at the local, Piggly Wiggly, checking out, and you happen across some girl, and you guys click, and you exchange numbers, and you start chatting, and you're like, hey, this can be the girl that I finish my life with, and so keeping yourself available, not right now, but in time, opening yourself back up, not shutting down. And I appreciate you coming on the show last couple of weeks, because I know that had to be bitter. It's just an absolute bitter pill. Just to get out of it.
It hurt coming back on here.
I know it did. It's just a bitter pill to swallow. Like, I know it's not. I'm not trying to compare the two. So don't take me for trying to say that I'm in. But I had a mental break and a panic attack on Tuesday because my best friend is moving away, and it just hurt. My best friend is moving over an hour away, and I don't know when I'm gonna get to see her, And like, it was the little things that I'm gonna miss. The, hey, will you go? Hey, you want to go grab some food? Hey, will you take me to the bank? Hey, can I get a ride to work? All those little things that at the when you're like, and the other thing that is super hard is the fact that I can't say no. Like when she lived in town. When she lived in town, if I didn't feel like hanging out on a Wednesday night, like, no, we'll get together Friday, or we'll get together Saturday, I'll see you next week. But now if she calls me, hey, come over, we're free. Like, if I don't want to come over, then I'm not going to see her until I get a chance to see her again. So, and
y'all heard of me complaining about her nagging at me to do stuff. But
yes.
Oh yeah, of course.
With you, I miss that now.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
it's a little thing.
Yeah, I mean, I know how you feel, Gerald. When my mom passed away, there were little things like that too that they would say to you or ask you to do, and then like when they're gone, you're like, what am I supposed to do? Like, what am I supposed to
Yeah.
do now?
Yeah.
And like Adam said, the one thing you have to do is you have to kind of, remember the good times that they've been here. Like he said, he made a good point that you helped her live the best part of her life. And what you wrote, buddy, in the group was awesome. That was badass. That whole thing about her, that was so cool. I mean, yeah, that's a huge clap. But when I lost my mom, I guess in a way like Adam said, you got to keep yourself. I'm not gonna say busy, but try to keep your mind off of it. Go out and do things. And with me, I guess it's going to sporting events, going to cover USF baseball and softball, doing high school and football and stuff like that. And the funny thing is, the high school that I do football for, she hated that high school, and it's hilarious how I'm now the announcer of the high school that she hated the most. She wouldn't send me to that high school as a kid, and now I'm calling the games. And I went to the spring last week. I'll be there.
I will remember one thing though that she always did to me, and it would make me laugh. Every year when Texas, come on now. Every year when Texas played Oklahoma, she and she knew I was a big Longhorn fan.
Right.
She'd sit and pick on me and say, "Let's go Sooners! Let's go Sooners!" Just a minute.
Sooners.
And I kept going right back at it like, no, this is Horn Country.
Oh, come on. Yeah, of course. No, absolutely. And like
that Oklahoma and Texas game would never be the same now.
Yeah, but it's not going to be the same, but it's going to be okay, right? Like when see I haven't lost family other than my grandpa and my grandma, and I miss them, of course. I miss them terribly, but I can't not live life. It's not fair to me. It's not fair to me for they're gone. I don't get a choice in them being here or not being here. The only choice I have is how I deal with what happened and doing the best that I can to honor their memory, to respect the people that they were and wanted me to be. And I think that we forget sometimes. I emphasize this, and I'll say it again, and I'll say it again, and I'll say it again. It's okay to be okay. You are allowed to be okay. You're allowed to move on. You don't have to wallow in self-pity and self-doubt for the next 30 years. You're okay. It's gonna suck. It's gonna get better. It's not gonna get easy. You'll wake up one morning, maybe in a year, maybe in 10 years, maybe in 15, it might be 50 years. But there'll be one morning where you wake up and you're okay. And you're gonna hate yourself for it. And you can't hate yourself for it. Because I'm
hating myself for this every day now. Since this happened up to now, I've been hating myself for this.
And you gotta let it go. You gotta let that self-hate, that self-doubt, because it's not fair to you. It's not fair to her memory. It's not fair to your mental health to hate yourself for the fact that it's survivor's guilt, my friend. It's 100% survivor's guilt. And it's okay to be okay, my friend. And we say it's okay to.
I sit here and I keep thinking to myself, if I would have pushed her more to go to the doctor.
Yeah, it might have helped.
Helped.
There's nothing wrong with thinking those thoughts, right? But you did what you could. You can lead a camel to water, but you can't make them drink.
Same thing, buddy, I felt about my mom, too, making her go to the doctor. But even if I had called the hospital the day before she passed away, the writing was on the wall, right? I mean, in a way, we're all in God's waiting room. When our number gets called, it gets called.
When they punch your ticket,
we go when we go, or sometimes we don't get to go when we want to go.
And sometimes
it is.
Right when she passed away, I kept telling everybody, I wish it was me and not her.
Yeah, of course. That's how every survivor feels. That's classic survivor skill. We've all been there. We've all felt
Yeah.
like it would rather than anybody but us. But just as much as you wish that it had been you, and if it hadn't been you, she'd have come on this show and been like, "Why him and not me?" I'd give up anything for it to be me, for me to go instead of him. And it's okay, buddy. I wish I could give you a hug because I mean, like
Yeah.
virtual hugs, my friend, virtual hugs. It's gonna be
Instead of gifts or flowers, just make a donation to your local American Cancer Society.
sure.
Your local what?
Yeah, cancer, American Cancer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't get the whole thing. American Cancer, sure.
Let's find a cure for this awful disease and kick it in the ass.
I've
I've
We
lost
tried.
family members to it, so I've
You know,
lost 3. I've lost
Yeah.
a grandmother and 2 uncles.
I lost both my grandmas, and now my wife.
Yeah. And it's okay to keep fighting, man. To keep working and trying to feel better. It's okay. Yeah, it's okay to not feel okay, right? And everybody's
But
told you that.
I tell you,
Everybody-
I have something here that's been helping. It's not it's not 100% help, but it's maybe like 90, maybe 80 to 90%. And that's my dog.
Right.
There you
Yeah.
Okay.
And they don't call him man's best friend for nothing.
Great.
Ever
I
since
can vouch for that. I can vouch for mine.
Shannon
Mine's
passed
a
away,
big part of my life. So
Yeah.
Shannon passed away, this dog has not let me out of her sight.
she knows.
And-
Your dog knows. There's something different.
Yeah, of course.
They know.
They miss
Whether
her.
it's a dog,
They miss
they
her.
know something's up. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, she misses her. She wants her back, and she wants to be there for you, my friend. She wants to take care of you as much as you want to take care of her. And again, and I can't emphasize this enough. It's okay. It's okay to be okay, my friend. I know everybody keeps telling you it's okay not to be okay, and that's true. That's true. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to wallow in self-pity and self-doubt and self-loathing and hate yourself. That's fine. These are natural emotions. You're going to go through them over the next several months or years. But one day you're gonna wake up.
I am too.
Hang on.
We haven't even.
It's
Yeah,
been
go ahead.
12 days. Okay.
Right. It's not even been a month.
You see what's still on my finger?
Yeah, of course.
Of
And you may
course.
never take it off. You may never take it off. You may never take that ring off. Yeah. And that's okay. You got to live your life to the best that you can. And let yourself be okay. Deal with it as you need to deal with it, my friend.
And Joe,
And
you know what I would do for the sorry, but I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
Oklahoma Texas game. Do you know what I would do in her honor? Right before the game, I know how much you hate this. I put the Oklahoma fight song on my phone and hit that bitch, and then as you're listening to it, wallowing in piss because booing them. SEC. This is the first year they're in the SEC, and then you throw in the Texas song right after, and then you could put your thumbs up, and that's how you can remember her. And you never know, like when my mom passed away, she was a Buccaneer fan, and what did the Bucs do that year? They won a Super Bowl. So you never know. You never know
Yeah,
what happened.
And look at this. Look at it this way. Shannon passed away. Where's the Stars going?
They're in the conference final.
Yeah.
Yep.
They just
Where's the Habitat?
They're up 1, man. I mean,
And my Rangers.
sometimes the stars align, man. It happens.
It could be the Dallas Stars' year to win the Stanley Cup.
And the Mavs to go and win an NBA championship.
And the Mavericks as well. Yeah.
Cowboys win a Super Bowl.
If Cowboys win a Super Bowl,
Don't go that far.
If Cowboys win the Super Bowl, I'm buying a lottery ticket, my friend.
The Cowboys win a Super Bowl.
Make it two.
I'm gonna go out there and tell God, here I am. Come take me. I'm ready.
Take me, Lord. I've seen it all.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, no, she was your best. I totally understand. She's your best friend. Your rock, love of your life, and all that good junk. And I get it. I understand. I understand the pain that you're.
and every Thursday that I didn't do a show, she'll sit there and tell me, "Don't forget about Brad's show. Don't forget about
Yeah,
Brad's show."
and she pushed you to come on these shows, do a show, and hang out with us because she knows how much coming on here and talking to us, and just hanging out and shooting the shit, and talking sports, and and fucking around for a couple hours meant to you.
Yep.
And we enjoy.
And right before she went into the hospital, I made the comment about, I'm going to stop doing my show. She goes, "No, don't stop."
Yeah. And it's like I say, everything you need to do your show, you got. You're not spending any extra money. It's a couple hours worth of effort. And the only thing I would say, and as I told Brad, and Brad can attest to this, is that I told him if he's not having fun, then he needs to quit. The second he stops having fun, is just the time to pull the plug. If you're not having fun, if you're just going through the motions, if you're not having fun, look, let me finish real quick, Gerald, and I'll give you the floor. But if you're not having fun, if you come back next week or in a couple weeks, maybe you take till July, and then maybe you take the next month off just to get yourself reset, and then you want to do an hour, and you come on, you do an hour, and you hate it, you just absolutely hate it, and it's just not fun. Then you can be like, you know what, I tried, I'm having a bad time, and this is no fun. This just sucks, and I can't get into it. I can't have fun. And don't do your own show. Just come on here, hang out with us, and if anytime you want to leave, you're free to turn camera off and head on out. Because and we'll keep doing the show, and it'll be all right. And then when you're okay, when you're good to come back and put on your big boy pants and do a good show again, we'll welcome you back with open arms because we'll keep your seat warm for you, brother. And I'll cede my time. You go ahead.
But there is one thing that I may end up doing, and I may need y'all's help on this one.
Yes.
Okay, what's that?
I'm going to try to get a GoFundMe started, try to get her a headstone.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, we can look into that. Get her a headstone. It might be a cardboard box with painted black, but we'll get something for you. We'll raise $5 and we'll get you a cardboard box out there on the side of the road.
Here in a few months, I don't know for sure when I'm going to do it, but next month on the 9th is their celebration of life.
Right, of course.
Right.
Okay, what is the 9th?
It's on a Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if I'm not working, you holler at me and I'll Facebook call in and you can and I'll attend if I can.
Because I'm thinking, June, probably July. I'm going to try to have a barbecue benefit here in the neighborhood. Try to get the money raised up.
Okay. I'll when we get finished up here tonight, we'll see about getting that GoFundMe set up for you. Just give me a call.
Yeah.
And we'll see about getting that GoFundMe set up.
You're going to have to send it to me again.
Yeah, that's okay. I sent it to you on Messenger before we came on. Yeah.
Okay. Lou, and you're more than welcome to help out any way you want to, or you feel you have to.
What do you mean?
If you want to help pass the GoFundMe link on, you can. Once we get it set up.
Once it gets,
yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'll send it. I know how to do it. I've set up a couple of GoFundMes in the past. I will. I'll walk Jared through the process. I'll probably just set it up and then shoot out the link. I'll send the link to everybody and post it in the groups that we have in common.
Right.
And if they don't like it,
I don't want a very big one. Just was
of course.
Date of birth. So I'm thinking.
What I'll do, yeah. Well, we can. what you can do is when we get off here, we'll do it tomorrow morning, not tonight. What we'll do is I'll have you look up some headstones that you like, send me some samples, give me a price, and then I'll set up a GoFundMe with the headstone and everything, and then I'll come up with something pithy and smart to say for you, and I'll write it up and we'll do it live. So yeah, I got you, brother. No problem, man. I've got you back. I got you. I've already got it, so I'll set up the GoFundMe. I'll create a little, and then you just send me what headstone you're looking for, and I'll put the link into the headstone. And now GoFundMe is kind of hit or miss, so there's no guarantee that we're gonna raise anything. So just keep that in mind. But we can certainly set up a link.
We can try.
Yeah, it can't hurt to try. So that's the only thing that it's my only thing about GoFundMe is that GoFundMe is super hit or miss. So just keep that in mind.
And I know
some people have raised tens of thousands of dollars for causes, and some people have raised nothing. So
I know I can count on two guys right now if they have the extra funds, and that's Brad and Adam.
If I $4,500 is a big ask, but
I'm talking about with like $10, $15, $20.
Yeah. If I can help, I will. If I can't, I won't. And I'll be honest with you, I ain't got the money. So I've never bullshitted you. You ask me for a couple of bucks and I say I don't have it. I don't have it. It's not. If I can help, I'm gonna help. So you're good, man.
Even if we have to do it $5, $10, $1 here, $5 here, $10 there.
Right. Yeah. If you set it, if you see about setting up like a spaghetti dinner or a barbecue there in the neighborhood, and and trying to raise the funds. Yeah, I wish I could come too. But we'll work on that over the next couple of weeks as we figure out what's what and seeing about what help they have there in Texas for underprivileged people.
I know they have a county burial program here that they already approved their burial. They're going to pay for all that.
Okay. Well, that's one hurdle you ain't got to worry about.
Because I don't have
the next thing.
knowledge.
Yeah. No. Of course. See, I'm good. Just throw me in a fire and let me burn. I'm good with that. I'm done with my body when I die. I don't need it no more.
They can dig a hole, put me beside a tank with a fish pole coming out, says "fuck you, I went fishing."
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. I'm good with that. But no, I totally, as much as we miss her, because I miss her too. I miss her snide comments and those snarky remarks from the peanut gallery.
Okay.
No.
I mean, she was.
Yeah.
She was quick to come back with some of her comebacks.
She was a smart cookie. She had her moments. And just knowing her, I more than anything, it's not so much that I just miss her presence. It's a hole. It's gonna be a hole for a little. It's gonna be a hole for a while. Just not having her around.
I had an eerie experience the other night. I gotta share this one with y'all. I was here watching TV and talking to some of my friends on Messenger.
Yes.
Right.
And all of a sudden, I felt this light touch go up my arm. Oh my God! I jumped up. It was like lightning bolts coming up out of his bedroom.
She's
gone.
She's letting you know she's still there. Trust me. My mom reminds me a lot all the time. She's still here.
Yeah.
They don't go away. They're always here.
Not at all.
Guys, forgive me if I get emotional here, but
of course.
But sometimes I swear I can still hear her voice.
She'll talk to you, dude. Trust me, brother. She'll talk to you. My mom talks to me. She'll talk to you. And as Lou will know, his dad will talk to him. They'll talk to you. Yeah. When I hit balls every once in a while on the driving range, I can still hear my uncle telling me what I did wrong. And I'm
keep your head down.
And my uncle is still talking to me 30 years later. You know what I mean? Like, he passed away in 2014, but I still hear him. Keep your head down. What are you swinging so fast for? And you hear him. You're going to hear her.
Yeah.
So she may not be here physically, but she's always going to be there, you know, as a spirit. She'll always be there spiritually, no matter what. You don't lose them spiritually. So,
You know,
when
my mom's been gone since 2009, and I still hear her.
oh yeah, you will.
It's funny when my grandpa passed away.
And
I
found some of the body spray that she used, the perfume body spray.
Mhm.
And I left it where it was. You know, I left the cap on and everything. The other morning, I was sound asleep, and I swore up and down I smelled that stuff being sprayed.
Uh-huh.
That was her. Guarantee you that.
I remember. I remember after my grandpa's funeral, and I went back to work because I went back to work right away. I didn't have any desire to not be at work. I needed to be doing something.
Yeah.
And he came by and he gave me a hug and he said goodbye. That was something.
But I wish more people could have met Shannon.
I wish I could. Like I'm the same way with Lou. I think it would have been nice to meet her in person.
Sure.
That would have been nice to, you know, met her in person and stuff like that.
She might have only been 4'10", but she was a little box of dynamite. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Little firecracker.
Yeah, she didn't take shit off of anybody.
Hell no, she didn't. She gave just as good as she got, man. I tell you what. Shit. She didn't take shit from no man.
She put me in my place a few times on this show.
She busted everybody's balls here, man. She ain't afraid of none of us. She ain't afraid of none of us, man. It was a good time though.
I can tell you one thing. She didn't know a stranger at all. She would talk to everybody.
I'm the same way. I don't. My ex, she called me her social butterfly. I talk your ear off the heart the second I meet you, man. I couldn't know you.
And when I met her, I had a wall up over my heart because it was the past relationships I was in, and I was hurt in those past relationships. She was the only one that brought that wall down.
Yep. And now the thing is to remember to keep that wall down and let other people in. Be vulnerable.
That wall's back up.
Yeah,
for now.
Yeah, I was afraid you were going to say that. You gotta remember that what she did and what she meant to you. You've got to be able to. You got to remember that what she did for you and the person that she made you into is who you need to be going forward. Not to slip back into that person you were before you met her. Remember who you are. You know, you come such a long way, and the friendships that we've made along the way, whether the four of us or the other friends you have, the people that have come over and helped take care of you over the last couple of weeks, who care about you and who don't want to see you suffer. Nobody wants to see you suffer, and all of that. And we love and we care about you and we respect you, and you got to remember to respect yourself. And that, that Shannon wouldn't want you to put up your walls and close the rest of us out. And I respect you deeply for coming on here tonight.
I'm not closing any of y'all off, but I don't know if I'll be able to find another relationship.
Yeah, no, you won't. And that's the thing. Is that your next relationship will be something different. It could be better, it could be worse, but it's got to be something. That's something you know. But if you.
That's if I let that woman get close enough to me to even.
Yeah, but you let Shannon in, right? And you thoroughly enjoyed the last 20 years of your life. The first 20 years were hell, right? You were miserable.
With Shannon, it was kind of like I wasn't looking for anything at that moment.
Right, of course. very few people in the modern day, outside of arranged marriages, are actually looking to fall in love. They're just kind of hanging out and doing our thing, and you meet people along the way, and it turns into something special. And that's what that's your
Just
your
like
next girl, or
just like when I met Shannon on Yahoo Chat that morning.
right?
I kept telling myself, we can be friends. That's as far as it's going. 'Cause I'm not looking for anything.
Yep.
And look what happened.
And
21
that's
years
where you get
together.
21
There
years,
you
brother.
go.
21 years, yeah. I mean, and you're at that point where you're in your 50s. Live your life, have some fun. Get out, meet somebody, meet some younger people, impart some wisdom. Get in a fight. Live life, man.
No, I've been in
Scrape
that
your
fight in my
knees.
younger years.
Yeah.
Scrape your knees. Get a little bit dirty. It's okay. This is your second 20s. Drink, fight, be merry. Yeah, don't close yourself off,
Yeah.
and don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to meet people.
Look,
Go out to the bar. Go
Look
out to the
I'm glad Adam don't live down here right now because I know that's where he'd be dragging me to.
You're damn
Yeah.
right I would be, and I'd make you go out every single weekend, motherfucker.
And I
go,
enjoyed
go, go get into a fight. Go get into a fight like they had in NASCAR. Adam sent me that.
Adam would be
I'm sitting there watching them, and I'm like, holy
Adam
shit.
would be over at my door. Girls, let's go. Come on, let's go. No, Adam. Then all of a sudden you see him grab her back of my shirt like this and let's go.
Or
I got him. Yeah. As much as you joke, as much as we joke about it.
Shepherd and Kapka. Those two be fun.
No, I wouldn't. I'm not. No, I would be. I'd show up at your door and be like, all right, let me in, you motherfucker. Let me in. Don't shut me out. Hey, one day you're gonna. I'm gonna show up to this door every day. So you open it. So you better open it today because I'm coming back tomorrow. and then slowly.
I'm glad. Actually, now let me rephrase that. I'm glad Brad and Lou don't live down here.
Thanks.
Those two would be tag teaming me.
Oh,
Hey, buddy, I'm only an hour and a half. I'm only 2 hours away from Texas, so don't ever think I'll get an impromptu trip to Texas. So, just saying, I'm only 2 hours.
Let me know when you do, and I'm going to go down to Florida for her vacation.
I'm going in July.
like ships in the night.
Cross in the air. No, I'll tell you what. I'll come to Austin when USF comes to play the Longhorns in Austin, because that's going to happen down the road.
I guarantee that.
I would like
So
to
I will
meet
be
y'all
there.
three in person, though. I really would. I would love to.
That would be fun. I'd love to do that. That would be great.
You go to Florida, you can come in July because I'll be down in July.
You down here in July, Lou?
I am.
Wait, what part of Texas?
No, Florida.
Oh, I was gonna say, dang it, if you're coming to Texas, you stop by and see me.
Yeah, well, I
When are
don't
you
even
coming
Texas
down,
before I
Lou?
do it. Let me. It's I think it's down by Fort Lauderdale or whatever. You're in Orlando, right?
No, I'm in Tampa. So
Yeah.
I'm
I'll be further south.
I'm about 3 or 4 hours from Lauderdale. Give or take,
And I
traffic
can tell
and
you right
stuff.
now,
I'll be south. Ugh, great.
and I can tell you
Well,
right now,
try.
Brad's not afraid to hop on a plane.
No,
I ain't afraid to hop on a plane either.
I'm getting on
I
a
just don't
plane.
have the money.
So I'll be crossing over to the Pacific time zone, which I've never done in my life. So
I haven't
is
been
gonna
that far west.
Well,
I haven't been that far west.
if you do come down for a UCFF game, Brad, look me up, and maybe I have the money. Maybe we can go to the game together.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Like I said, my goal this year, guys, is to get to Tuscaloosa.
Alabama.
So we'll see. That's the second game of the season. USF is on the road.
Oh yeah.
I've already contacted the guy that's in charge of credentials for for Alabama, So I'm waiting to hear back from him to
Right
see
on.
if we'll get road credentials.
Have you haven't gotten road credentials before, have you?
I have for Florida. I have. I mean, not
Okay.
out of state. I have
I
for
wish I had
Florida.
credentials.
And I'm hoping next year, Bud, they play the Gators in week 2 and the Hurricanes in week 3 on the road. So my
Okay.
boy may be going to Gainesville, and the following weekend I'm going south to Coral Gables to watch them play the Hurricanes.
So you see this watch that I have on?
Yeah.
She bought that for me.
Right on.
Aw. Nice.
And there you go. You know, you're gonna carry her with you everywhere you go, and that's that was my point.
Yeah.
My point, my overarching point in all of this, and I may tell jokes, and I may be a little crass, and a little crude, and maybe a little bit rude, and I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings or anything, but you know, at the end of the day, you're gonna carry her with you into your next relationship, whether it be some long lasting lifetime partnership or just a fling, a one off, one night stand. Hey, let's bump uglies and have some fun. And remembering that you can be free. That you didn't die. Only a part of you died. Yes, it was the biggest part of you, but it's only a part. And remembering it's the parts that make a whole. And we all love Shannon. We're all gonna miss her, and you more than anybody. You more than anything, and you're allowed to miss her, and you're allowed to. In any relationship you get in from here to forever, you gotta as long as you're upfront and honest with them, that you don't know how you're gonna be able, how this relationship is gonna proceed. Then I think especially I think most women are reasonable people. There are crazy bitches out there, but there are crazy dickheads out there too. So
Yes.
at the end of the day, as long as you're upfront and honest with how you feel about your your lost partner, you can have great relationships in the future. You can open up and you can be honest with your future partners, and your next relationship probably isn't going to be great. You may never have another relationship, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with just not wanting to commit because of the pain and the loss and not wanting to inflict that on somebody. And if you're there are so many thoughts and emotions that are always left unsaid in times like these.
And he's talking about emotions. I got millions and millions and millions of them running through my mind right now.
Yeah, of course. And processing those emotions and having a healthy coping mechanism that's not just drinking yourself into oblivion. He says as he pours himself another drink, but don't do as I say, not as I do, kids.
Let's just put this way. I thought about doing something that was stupid
and drastic.
Yeah, and
of course.
Brad and Adam knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's unusual for people to, like I said at the beginning of our conversation, is you have a tremendous amount of survivor skill, and that's okay. You're allowed to hurt. You're allowed to feel bad that it wasn't you. Like a lot of guys, come back from war and they wonder why it wasn't their time. A lot of husbands lose wives and wives lose husbands, and it just wasn't your time to go. It just wasn't your time to go.
Yeah.
And that might suck, but it's not going to make it any better for you to do something drastic. Hurt yourself, hurt somebody else. As much as I kid about getting it, as much as I might say get into a fight, I only kid. Fighting is wrong, children. You should remember that.
Yeah, just ask Ricky Stenhouse Jr. about that one.
Yeah, go
And
ahead.
$75,000 later. I mean,
Hey,
if you
Brad.
want to transition,
And suspended indefinitely.
he wasn't suspended.
Yes,
What are you talking
was.
about?
Yeah,
No, he wasn't.
He was. Yes, he was.
Yes, he was.
No, he wasn't.
NASCAR.
NASCAR
No, he was
suspended.
not. No. They did not suspend Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
Let me go look it up.
While
You
you're
can
doing
look it
that,
up.
there was some breaking news that just came out. The NCAA multi-billion-dollar settlement will allow schools to directly pay players for the first time ever. So not any
Holy
NIL.
shit.
So college football,
That changes everything.
college athletics has just changed dramatically. So obviously now we're not going to have amateur athletes anymore. They're all going to be paid. They're all going to be professionals. So
It's a long, long time coming.
yeah,
Yes.
About damn time. You know, you can take all your sweetheart deals and show them straight up your candy asses.
well, and on top of that too, bud, the NCAA is the biggest money maker out there that didn't have to pay their athletes. They make billions of dollars, didn't have to pay their athletes. So there you go. So yeah,
It was
you're
a
right.
Ponzi scheme, man.
Just know what happened.
Long time coming. Long time coming. So that just broke a few minutes
Just
ago.
know what happened.
That's why
I'm surprised I didn't get a. Yeah.
Come up, let you guys know what was going on.
I gotcha. I'm sorry. I was in my own head.
No, you're good, buddy. You're good.
Trying to, console Gerald and be a friend. And no, it was
No
Ricky
problem.
Stenhouse Sr. that was suspended. It's his father was suspended for jumping into the fight, not Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
Oh, okay. Okay, it was his dad then.
Yes, it was his dad who was suspended indefinitely for involving himself in the altercation. And at the end of the day, look, I don't have a problem with him fighting. Never had a problem with fighting in sports. I don't know why everybody gets so mad about a fight in sports. It's a fight. Emotions are high. The stakes are high. People fight. This is not McDonald's employees fighting with customers. I mean, at the end of the day, I think I'd be all right with that too. But this is not two McDonald's employees and duking it out in the back because somebody left the chicken nuggets down a little bit too long. These are professional athletes at the height of the sport in a highly competitive field, and they get into a fist fight. Do I agree with? I think the $75,000 fine is a bit excessive. I think you fine them both $25,000, and it goes to charity, and you move on with life. No, see, the problem is that Stenhouse is forcing the issue on lap 2. Did he get into Bush? No, he didn't get into Bush. Did he force the issue? Yes. Did that upset Bush? Yes. Did Bush overreact? Yes. Did he put him in the fence? Yes. Would I put him in the fence? Probably. With as bad of a year as Kyle has been having this year, I could understand in a non-points paying race, all for fun. You're putting them 3 wide on lap 2. I think that it caused Kyle Busch to just overreact. And did he overreact? Yeah, he overreacted. And then, if Ricky wants to go down there and dot his I, I'm okay with that. The problem is when everybody else starts jumping in the middle of it. And Ricky Stenhouse's father comes over the top rope like he's in some kind of, like he's freaking Cowboy Bob Orton Sr. as opposed to Ricky Stenhouse Sr.
Yeah, they try to turn.
I'm trying to avoid dropping the F-bomb.
Okay.
I've already dropped 1 so far, so I'm trying to limit myself to the 1. Have I dropped that many already? Sorry about that.
No. All good.
It was a mixed drink.
Yeah, I'm drinking port wine and Sprite. It's a good time.
We're talking about Bush after the fight when they were separated. Stenhouse goes, "I'm going to see you," and Charlie goes, "Why? I'm having a sucky year as much as you are. So what does it basically like? What does it matter? We're both having bad years.
Well, I suck just as much as you. What does it matter?
I'm having a bad year. So who cares? Like, I don't care. You're going to hit me. I'll hit you back.
And also another thing too,
they're in the running for the the cup thing. So yeah.
I don't know. I think a pissed off Kyle Busch is a dangerous creature. When you light that fire, I'm afraid I'm afraid that Ricky Stenhouse has lit a fire under Kyle Busch, and it may be a bad time for everybody not involved. You know, go ahead, Gerald. I know you wanted to say something.
Oh, and if you go back and look at the film, when Ricky Jr. said that, you could they beat him out, but you could tell what Bush was saying. And Ricky said, "I'm the wall." Kyle Bush goes, "Well, I don't give a the F word."
I'm sucked just as bad as you do. I suck just as bad as you have. Something along those lines, yeah.
So
Yes.
Let's hope that John Boy Media gets to do the lip by lip thing, because that'd be badass. Just to say,
yeah.
Yeah. Well,
We haven't seen the end of the rivalry between those two yet. It's just getting.
I don't know. I think a lot of that gets overhyped in the media. You know, you say things in the heat of battle and in the moment. 200 laps, you get wrecked out on lap 2, and then so one guy gets wrecked out on lap 2, and the other guy struggles for 200 laps around in an uncompetitive car in a one groove racetrack where you can't do anything. You can't pass. You can't catch anybody. Can't get past. Can't catch anybody to pass. Kind of just stuck right in where you are. Makes for a long day at the office. I think tempers are running high. Both drivers have had crappy years. I think Tuesday, Wednesday, you have a chance to sit down and talk to your team. Well, I don't foresee any kind of fireworks on Sunday. Not in the 600-mile race. It's the longest race in NASCAR. It's the longest day in NASCAR. I just kind of see this thing fizzling out and nothing really happening.
In the Coca-Cola 600, you start in daylight and you end at night.
Yeah.
Right, and it's gonna start around 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the afternoon, and by the time we get there, and and Ricky Stenhouse is all piss and vinegar on Sunday night, right? I'll see you in Charlotte, and I'm gonna put you in the fencer. And then, obviously in the heat of battle, in the moment, you're up for a piss and vinegar, and all you want to do is fight God and everybody. And then Monday morning rolls around, you've had a chance to sleep, get out of the track, go lay down, take a nap, get some sleep in you. And Tuesday morning afternoon, you go to the office, you go to the team facility. And the team, and the car chief and the crew chief sit you down and are like, look, dumbass, if you wreck one of our cars, it's not your dumbass that's got to fix it. It's ours. And you kind of have, all right, yeah. So maybe try not pissing everybody in the field off and doing a bonsai move 2 laps into the race. Were you clear? Sure, you were clear. But it's 2 laps into the race. Patience, brother, patience. Wax on, wax off, wax on, wax off. A little bit of restraint, a little bit common sense. Use your head, think a little bit. Did he make a bad move? I don't know. In a 200-lap race for $1 million, I thought it was early. I really did. I thought he put Kyle in a bad position, and I can understand why Kyle was so pissed off, because he put Kyle in a bad position. And put Kyle in, and Kyle ended up getting into the fence. I think I think a love tap, you go down into 3 and 4, you give him a shot, you move him up out of the groove, you go around him. I think that's fair. Putting him in the fence, I think it's a bit excessive. I understand Kyle, I understand both drivers' perspectives. And Ricky wanting to fight him. I thought it was a bit of a cheap shot. Just sucker punch him out of nowhere. I thought that was a bit of a cheap shot. But, I mean, the way I look at it is if you want to fight somebody, say, hey, let's fight. And then they know, okay, we're fighting, and they get a chance to protect themselves. And so, I mean, I don't expect anything on Sunday. I would be highly shocked if anything more. Maybe a love tap. I mean, but both guys are on double secret probation. So if anybody does anything, somebody's getting suspended. If they go down into 1, on lap 1, and they're nose to tail, and Ricky puts Kyle on the fence, they're parking him. Maybe if they have a bad race and they're both running like 25th and 26th with 40 to go, then maybe and then Ricky may take a shot at revenge. But early in the race, with 600 miles and a chance to make up ground in the standings, 4 stages, 100 laps, 100 lap stages.
Why risk it?
Tell me the stars are playing. I
told you at the beginning. I told you they tipped off 20 minutes. Puck drop was 24 minutes. Well, that was almost an hour ago. We got caught up in memorializing your wife. It was kind of nice.
And for all American hockey fans, please, for the love of God, beat them so there's not a Canadian team in the Stanley Cup final.
Another thing too before we go on. Y'all heard that woodpecker, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
He would make fun of my woodpecker alert tone.
Right. Woodpecker.
Where do we want to go next, gentlemen?
Did you guys see that the WNBA is going to have a team in Toronto?
Yes.
I didn't
They
see
announced that. They are going to play
That
in
sounds familiar.
Montreal and somewhere else too.
You need to try to
Toronto, and there's going to be other. It's right where the Warriors play. Oregon State. So yes.
You need to try to get
Oracle.
Cantley on here to talk some WNBA with us.
Yeah.
I'd be more than happy.
Girls basketball has come a long way in the last 15 years.
I like her too.
Well,
because she is very knowledgeable in WNBA.
Well,
you think give me my start?
Girls basketball has come a long way from when I was growing up watching girls basketball, where they were push throwing the ball at the net. And them girls can play basketball. It's fun to watch. I'm just not a big basketball. I'm just not a big overall basketball fan. So
catch on though.
I was going to say we're in the NBA conference championships. You got Boston, and Indiana, which Indiana I think choked the game away in game 1.
Yeah. That was irritating.
Last night, Dallas. There's something about Minnesota. Like, I know they lost game 1. I'm aware of that. Yeah. But they just don't go away. Like, they don't go away. They beat Denver in the semis.
Right.
They just don't go away. They're like the Iowa Hawkeyes. They're just they don't go away. They just don't go away.
Didn't they beat Milwaukee in this first round too?
Yeah, they took out.
They beat Milwaukee.
Well, no, that's the wrong conference. They're in the West. They're in the Western Conference.
Is Milwaukee in the East?
The Pacers took out the Bucks.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, I've been drinking this.
I tell you, a hockey game I watched a couple weeks ago, and it was awesome. It was the final game, Dallas versus when it went into 2 overtimes.
Dallas and Nashville.
Yeah.
I was just there over the weekend.
Right
now.
That
was a hell of a game.
It was.
Yeah.
Now we've both been to Nashville, Brad.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. When I was there, when you go down a road and you're cheering for the team that is not the team, they're not the home team. It's different. It's a lot different. Getting off the plane, going into downtown Nashville, and going to the arena where the Preds play, walking in that shop, and all you see is yellow and blue, and you're wearing blue and white, and they know you're not a Nashville Predators fan. And when you go to the game and you're going in the stadium, they're all like, "Oh shit, Oh crap! And then at the end of the
Right.
day, there were 25,000 of us that made the trip from Tampa to watch us beat them. That was to beat them in their house outside. Which I will say this: if you guys ever get a chance, whether you're a big hockey fan or not, going to an outdoor hockey game is so cool because again, you're so
Yes.
used to playing indoors, and it's so cool to see one outside where you have to worry about. I mean, I know some of them have been where the wind has been real bad and snow has been out and stuff like that. And the night that I was in Nashville, I think when they dropped the puck, it was like 20 degrees outside in Nashville. And that's different
That's
than
fucking
being 20 degrees in
cold.
Florida compared to Nashville. But it was cold.
20
I will admit,
degrees. 20 degrees in Nashville is proper cold.
I don't care
I
if
was
you're a
in layers
sports
that day.
fan or not. The best time to watch any sports. I don't care if
Playoffs.
it's hockey, basketball, football, playoffs. That's
Absolutely.
when it gets
Yeah, every game. Every game. Because you're a real sports fan.
Because that last game, Dallas against OKC, that was a hell of a game too.
Oh,
That game last night between Boston and Indiana was a hell of a basketball game.
game one.
And I'm not a big basketball guy. That's a hell of a basketball game. I had a good time watching the end of that one.
Just like now let's one sport out, NASCAR. When it comes down to the playoffs in NASCAR, those ones out in the playoffs as a chase, them boys they go out there, they start racing hard.
Dude, if you've never been to a playoff NASCAR race, it's a whole nother ball of wax. It's wild. It's insane.
I mean, them boys
It's
get out there,
insane.
they start
They are up on.
trading paint.
You're up on. They are. I was at the Talladega 2020 Talladega 500 for the playoffs. The playoff race in Daytona or in Talladega, and that was pandemic year, right? So there was 30,000 people in the place. Allegedly, I think it was closer to 50, but allegedly 30,000. And it was wild. It was insane. 188 laps, and they might have run single file for about 12 of them in stage 3. The rest of the race, they were double wide for first on back for 25 spots, 2x2x10. Man, it was utterly insane. Best race I've ever been at.
And sometimes during the NASCAR playoffs, they run 3-4 wide.
Well, I mean sustained. Sustained 2x2x10, like 30, 40, 50 laps, bumper to bumper, fender to fender. Oh, couldn't put a piece of paper between them. But
one slight misjudgment of that wheel, and there goes the whole field.
Happened twice.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say, guys, I'm gonna drop an F-bomb here. I loved how my favorite basketball player, who's a commentator now, went back to Madison Square Garden and got the royal treatment by the Knicks fans. Reggie Miller announced Game 1 of the Pacers and the Knicks, and he got the "fuck you, Reggie" chant all night long in Madison Square Garden. And I watched that the choke thing that he did to Spike Lee. I watched it last night at the baseball game because I got there early and I'm trying to kill time and I'm watching it on the thing and I'm like, oh crap! Like he did the choke thing, grabbed his nuts. I mean, everything was all on national TV. But yeah, they got the "F you, Reggie" chant going. I'm like, yeah, Reggie Miller was my favorite player. So welcome back to New York, Reggie. They still hate you.
Reggie.
We're heading the way out.
They still hate you. In
Reggie Miller was one of my favorite basketball players growing up.
I got a firm feeling this is going to be another double overtime game here.
Too early to tell.
It's during the first period. That's hard to tell. There's a lot of hockey left. There's still 40 minutes plus of hockey left.
Yeah, but it's been a defensive battle so far.
Oh yeah,
All it takes is one.
both teams
That's
are
it.
playing great defense.
It only
All it
takes
takes is
goal.
one. One. Yep.
Ask
One
the
bad
Rangers.
shift.
Ask the Rangers. They lost 3-0 last night to the Panthers. Ask them at home
Exactly.
at MSG. So
I watched part of that game at Cheddar's last night.
I've seen it
Good time.
before. I've seen it happen before.
Yep.
the Panthers.
Hey,
the
yeah, all it
Panthers
takes.
so look out for them. I mean, I'm not dogging
Well,
the Rangers by means of the imagination, but the Panthers are a really good hockey team.
They are.
So
Well, the Panthers.
this game here is not for the Stanley Cup.
No,
No,
it's
they
for
get
the
an
right to go to the cup.
Okay.
But I've seen
need-
this before when the Rangers have lost the first game and come back to win the series. So,
Adam,
you know,
Adam knows what I'm talking about. They have an octopus hanging from the scoreboard at Little Caesars Arena for
that's the truth.
the 8 tentacles of the octopus. Why? 4 conference wins, the 4 Stanley Cup wins to win the cup. You got to get 8 wins.
That's how it used to be. That's how it back in the day. That's
the 8th is the hardest one to get.
back in the day.
No,
It took 4 wins. There was only 2 rounds. It was the conference finals and the cup finals. You had 4 wins to get out of the conference finals to get to the cup finals. And so somebody threw an octopus. It's like 52, I think it was 52, 55. They threw an octopus on the ice. Somebody can fact check me in the comment section. That'd be great. They threw an octopus on the ice, and because the 8 tentacles symbolize the 8 wins you needed to win the cup.
I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Yeah.
But come on, you guys suck so hard. I hate baseball. 162 games of just being pure pissant mediocrity. Lost to the worst team in the East. You're gonna lose to the worst team in the East, for Christ's sake. God, I hate baseball.
The White Sox?
No, in the AL East. Detroit lost to Toronto.
Oh,
Yeah.
well.
So maybe, I don't know. I checked earlier and I don't remember, but I thought I saw that Toronto was the worst team in the East.
They are. They're a couple games back of the Rays, who I'll be seeing
The
tomorrow.
Rays have stunk. What the hell?
Well,
Yeah.
What's wrong in Tampa?
they can't. Well, here's what's wrong with Tampa. There's 2 things. One, they pitch well and then they can't score runs, or they score runs and they can't pitch. And that's being that I've been to 3 straight games in a row, 4 total. I went as a fan to see them play the Mets. That's what it is. Either they score a lot of runs, they get a lot of hits, then they can't pitch. And if they pitch, they can't score runs. And that's what's happened. That happened against them with Boston. You know, and either the Red Sox are better than I thought they were, or the Rays just are not good baseball team. I don't know.
Well, that's the kicker, man. It's like Coach McKay said all them years ago. Oh, we made up for it by not tackling.
Yeah.
What do you think of your offensive execution? I think it's a great idea. In fact, I'm all for it.
The Rays also they're having issues playing defense. Last night, a routine, throw from third to first. Yandy Diaz dropped the ball at first base. Well, what happens? The guy that gets on comes around to score. And that, as we all know, when you give a team extra outs, give them more than 3
they're going to make you pay.
You're going to make you pay.
Yeah.
And that's exactly now I am covering the Rays, and I'm very fortunate to do that. But it was nice to see the team I cheer for win. You know what I mean? But I mean, what I'm saying is, like tomorrow when they play and that's the thing too, guys. Tomorrow they're playing the Royals. The Royals have won 6 games in a row.
I know. We lost 3 of them.
Wow.
What are they, like 2 games back of the Guardians in the division?
Yeah.
I mean,
something like that. I didn't
over 100 games yet last year. They lost over 100 games, and they're almost at their win total for last year. And we're about what, a quarter of the way through
month and a half.
Yeah,
Month and a half. Month and a
Then
half.
you get the Mets. They just suck.
Sorry, I didn't
So-
mean to say it that way. I
No, it's
apologize. I'm just like we get into the first 2 weeks of the year, and we're well above 500 baseball club, and you know I understand baseball's a long, grueling 262 game season, but it's June. We're a week away from June, and Jesus freaking Christ, we're 4 games under 500 now.
Mm.
Where you guys put in the Central? Are you guys third or fourth in the Central?
4th,
So you're ahead of the White Sox. So it's
barely.
Everybody's ahead of the Red Sox. White
Royals
Sox.
and who's in front of you guys?
I want to
Who's
watch
in-
that.
Mediocrity. Everybody but the White Sox. It's
that movie, the Orange Club.
Guardians, the Royals, and then who?
Guardians, Twins, Guardians,
the
Twins,
Twins.
Royals.
Twins, that's right. Okay, so the Royals are
I think-
third. Forgot about the Twins.
Yeah, the Royals are third. Yeah, the Royals are third. And we just dropped 3 games for freaking Royals, for Christ's sake. Oh, whoa. I hate my life, I hate my life, I hate my life, I hate my life, I hate my life.
Well, the games start meaning something in July and August. That's when the games mean
Yeah,
everything.
we're
But
already
you-
9 games out of the league.
I mean, we did see last year an 84-win team go to the World Series. So
Yes,
there's
yes,
always
an 84-win team.
an 84-win team last year go to the World Series. So I mean, it happens. Does it happen very
It does
often?
happen.
No.
It does happen. It does happen. I'm not saying I'm just being melodramatic at this point. It's just so.
Let's see how June goes. Let's see how June goes for
Yeah.
that.
Right.
Get to the All-Star break. No, I know.
30 and 20, 30 and 5 in the month
30
of
and 8.
June.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Right back in it.
Right back in it.
They could go 20 and 7 in June and be 18 games over 500 and be a game back in the Central. And all will be forgiven and forgotten. But tonight I'm drinking and being melodramatic, as I'm wanting to do. Damn you!
That's okay.
It's my show, and I'll be dramatic if I want to.
That's okay.
It's just as much my show as it is anyone else's, and I'll be dramatic if I want to.
we all go through.
No.
We all go through that melodramatic with our teams. It's like, why would you do that?
Yes.
Why did you make that trade? Why did you not sign that guy? You know?
Could you hit? For the love of Christ, hit. Please.
Yeah. Well,
Please. If you
that's
can't
the
hit, hit.
that's the one thing in baseball that pisses me off more than anything. You're getting paid millions of dollars to play a kid's game, and you can't swing the bat. You can't swing the bat.
I want to take umbrage. I want to take umbrage with that idea. I want to take umbrage with that because I don't believe that baseball. I don't believe any sport is a kid's game because no professional sport was invented by children. No, we didn't have a group of 8-year-olds running around creating sports. It's bullshit. No child invented sports. I understand that it's a saying, and I'm not mad at you for using the saying. I just want to take umbrage with the saying because kids didn't invent sports, did they? Am I wrong?
No, it's fine. But no offense taken. I use that terminology when people bring up. When you were talking about that, where we melodramatic. To me, I don't understand how you get paid millions of dollars and you can't swing the bat. Like you strike out.
You know,
I understand.
yeah.
Jangles and all that stuff, and that's fine. But
Well,
for the love of God, you're down by 3 runs and you have 2 men on with 2 outs, and you should be hacking. You should
I'm
be
hacking.
a pitch.
I'm hacking away. As soon as she starts to kick it, as soon as I detect his legs starting to move, shit, I'm hacking. That's probably why I don't play professional baseball.
Yeah,
You know,
right,
the hard thing about that, and I'm picking on the Tigers because they're my team, and they started out so hot, and they've fallen off over the month of May. But I think at the end of the day, it is hard. It is a hard thing to do playing professional sports. Being a professional in anything is incredibly hard. As someone who plays as an instrumentalist, playing drums and working on getting better so I can get out of my crappy job so I can tour the country. Because God, I hate working my crappy job. I'm so over it. I'm so over it. I want to do is play music and tour the country. I'm just over it. I want to play music and tour the country. I started writing music again. It's my passion. Outside of this, my other passion is music. To be competitive. I understand the sentiment. It's a kid's game, and how can you not take a hack? But when you work so damn hard, and I know I'm hard on my favorite teams. I'm hard on the Wings. I'm hard on the Tigers. I'm hard on the Lions and the Pistons and the Wolverines. And even though we won a title last year and went undefeated, stepping back and recognize, I just think that a lot of people forget that they're being melodramatic. I recognize the fact that I'm being melodramatic, and I'm trying to have fun with my melodrama. That's the whole thing for me. Is I come on here to be silly and be dramatic, and to not I may come off as someone. The thing is people take me way too seriously, and at the end of the day, I'm not being nearly as serious as you think I am. And so it depends on the topic, like mental health. What I was telling Jared about when we were talking about Jared and his issues tonight. Yes, I am being very serious, and I want to be taken seriously. But when I'm talking about my team pissing away, another lead or whatever, not being able to hit, whatever, I'm more or less than anything, I'm having fun with it. Because I understand that it is super hard to be a professional in anything. You could be the stupidest job in the world. It's a professional dog walker, right? Catering to what might seem like the easiest job in the world, a professional dog walker catering to the stars in Hollywood. And yeah, that might seem like, it sounds like the dumbest job in the world, the easiest job in the world. You take some rich celebrity Shih Tzu for a walk once a month. And yeah, that sounds super stupid. But when you're a professional, when you do it every day, all day, and you're the consummate professional, it gets so overwhelming so fast. And these guys, I talk a lot. It's like at the end of the day, they're people, and I'm shit talk them all I want. Like the heckler's veto, as it were. Mm-hmm. As I get super serious for no apparent reason, I'm just gonna stop talking. Pick a new topic.
No, I mean, and you know what, bud? I'll be honest with you. With you say melodramatic, or at the end of the day, you know what that makes you? A fan, because you wouldn't be melodramatic about something that you didn't care about.
I care too much.
At the end of the day, if you, and that's just me too. Like I don't. There'll be times where I'll go out and I'll say something like, you know what? Great, they lost another game. Another season gone. Now we got to wait till next year. But in the back of your mind, you're like, why? What is the whole thing with waiting until next year? Like, when is that not going to be the case anymore? Where your team, for that, they get to that point where they either get to the playoffs or they get to the championship. They win it. Michigan won the national championship last year. And stuff like that.
It's very satisfying.
I have the Gators who are in a rebuild. And if their coach is even going to survive this year, because if they have a rough year, he might get fired. Seriously, he might get fired at the end.
What,
if they do that, then guess what? Now you got to start all over again. Another coach,
and you're looking at,
and start the whole process all over again. Where, in the case of USF, you bring in Coach Golish. He has a successful first season. They get to a bowl game for the first time in 6 years. They win the bowl game. Now you're going to get recruits and transfers that are going to want to come play at USF, which then builds the program, which then at the end of the day is going to fill that brand new stadium that they got approved for now. The next approval process has been clear. So it looks like to me they're going to be breaking ground for that stadium in the next – by 2027, I think, is when they're going to open that new stadium. So we'll see.
Cool.
But again, I always joke around with my aunt because my uncle was a diehard Florida Gator fan. His daughter went there to Emmitt Smith. And I joke around now, say, well, I used to be all blue and orange, but now I'm half blue and orange and half green and gold because I'm half USF, half Florida. And when I went to Gainesville to watch them play in Gainesville, I can't say that I left there upset. Like, I can't leave upset. I can't leave upset because both my teams were playing against each other. So whoever wins, great. I mean, would it have been great to see USF upset Florida? Absolutely. It almost happened. And I think if the Gators played USF this year, I think the Bulls might beat them. I think that they've
got a solid chance.
And I really, USF's playing Miami. It's a home game. We'll see.
Well, the world just changed about 30 minutes ago. The whole world just changed about 30 minutes ago.
I'm gonna grab a quick bite of dinner real quick.
Oh, you're good, man. We're not worried about it. Take your time. Come back when you're ready. The whole world just changed about 30 minutes ago, and all bets are off at this point, man.
Exactly.
I'm not sure, Bud, when that takes effect, if that takes effect immediately, or if it takes effect next year. In the 2025.
Even if it doesn't take effect till 2028, everything has changed. The whole world just changed.
Yes.
Yep.
This is the introduction of the automobile. This is a whole new ball game, man. Because now, we can get into that. We can get into that a little bit here.
Yeah.
Now,
college sports just changed forever.
Now all the underhanded, dirty dealings that Alabama and Ohio State and their ilk used to get away with, everybody gets to do it.
Yep.
Everybody gets to do it. And if I'm a Wildcat, let's say you're an FSU alum, and you love the Bulls, and you just so happen to make $1 billion last year, and you're looking for a fun tax write-off, well, I'm going to donate $900 million to USF. Huh.
Better. Well, they got a multi-million-dollar practice facility.
Yep.
And again,
that's tax write-off.
Yep. The campus.
I made $10 million last year. Let me see here. What are the taxes on $10 million? $5.3 million.
Something like that.
All right, then. Let me donate $5.3 million to the University of Southern Florida to their athletic department. I don't know why I have a New York accent, but capiche?
Well, I was gonna say, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but covering baseball and softball this year, their baseball field has AstroTurf except the outfield.
Okay. Right.
And then their softball stadium is all clay, and then they have AstroTurf in their outfield. So I asked the parents of the baseball players, hey, what's up with the – so then I go online, and there's only like 13 universities that actually have clay on their baseball field. So college baseball is mainly played on AstroTurf. It's mainly played on artificial turf.
That's for cheap as shit.
And I talked to a guy last night, guys, or not last night, but Tuesday night at the Rays game. You're talking about Hall of Famers and said,
okay,
it's interesting how college kids struggle going to the pros because you go from an aluminum bat that everything just jumps off the bat to a wood bat where it doesn't jump off the bat. And a lot of people struggle with that change. And some of them are great. Some of them go right from college to the pros. The good thing about baseball, what makes them different is they can draft you and send you to minors. And you may never make it to the pros. You may be stuck in the minors your whole career. Where in football and basketball and hockey, it's immediate. You're going right to the big club unless they have a reason to demote you. So you're going right to the big club. Like you're going immediately. I mean, usually your first round picks in any sport, you're starting immediately first year. You're at rookie camp. You're starting. You're going to be in the starting lineup. With basketball, you're in the starting 5. Baseball, you're in the starting 9, or whatever.
Or the rotation.
Yeah, unless if you're a pitcher, you're in the rotation, or you're a closer, or something along those lines. If you're a hockey player, I'm not going to say you're on line 1, but you're going to be on one of the 4 lines that the teams are rolling out there. So
it depends. It depends on where you're drafted. About outside the top 10, you're probably going to start in the minors. You're starting the AHL. And baseball and hockey are kind of like that in the same way. Your top 5 picks are probably expected to start year 1. Maybe in 6 through 10, maybe one of those guys. But anybody after 10, and you're expecting to get a prospect, somebody you're going to send down to the minors for a year or 2. So, it's kind of the same way as baseball. Once you get outside the top 10, maybe 15 picks, you're expecting to send everybody down to the minors and let them see what they can do down there. And then call them up in September and give them a month on the big club and go from there. Yep. But to your point, coming up from baseball, because I've always played baseball on dirt and grass. And I don't know what the difference between how the clay affects picking up balls off the bat. The infield ground balls.
Well, I think, but it makes it a lot. I mean, I saw a lot of for USF, and you don't see this a lot in the majors anymore. If they would bunt, like they were taking bunting drills before the game during BP, and in college baseball they bunt a lot, and in softball they do the same thing. They bunt a lot just to get a guy over, move the runner up. Where in the for some off the wall reason in Major League Baseball, you don't see that strategy anymore because everything now in Major League Baseball is all about the home run. Who can hit the home run?
Yeah.
What it all comes down to is what team can lead the majors in homers. Like right now, the Rays have a negative 37 run differential, which I think that went even up more because they lost by 3 runs last night, so make that a negative 40 run differential. But I mean, when you have a negative, just like in hockey, when you have a negative goals against average, that makes it hard to win. Like that's hard when you're giving up more goals than you're scoring. You're giving up more runs. You're not going to win many games.
Especially when the games you are winning, you're blowing everybody out. When you're winning 6-1, 6-7, 7-2, 5-2, 4-1, and in the games you're losing 3-2, 3-1, 2-1. When you're not getting timely scoring to get you back in the game, it really changes how you look at the game and how the game, because you win, you might score 100 runs over the course of a week, but let's say you score 25 runs, but you scored them in 3 games, and you played 5 or 7. One game you won 8-2, you won another one 5-1, and the last one you won 3-1. But the other games you lost, were 2-1, 2-1, 2-1, 3-1.
Yeah.
You didn't give up a lot of runs, but you didn't score. Like some of those runs that you had earlier in the week, you'd rather held on to for those games you ended up losing.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Because you
That's
look
the fun
back
thing.
at the Rays and the Red Sox series. The Rays lost 5-0. They lost 5-0, and they lost 5-3 in Game 2, and then they lost last night 8-5. So again, if you think about it, I mean, 5-run games are close because it can 1 hit, 2 hits.
Yeah. I'd say 5 runs is a blowout. I think any more than 1 swing of the bat is a blowout. 5 nothing is because at 4-0 you can get back in with one swing of the bat. You load them up, and you can hit it. And you load them up and you hit a home run. You're right back in the game. 5, anything more, a deficit more than 5, I think is a blowout in baseball. If you think about if you were up, let's say in a football game, if you were up 35-0, that's a blowout, right? Or what would be 5 scores? 5 scores would be 30-0. 5 scores? No, I was right. Yeah, 35-0. I was right. I don't know. I'm questioning my own math skills here. No, I was right the first time. 35-0. 35-0 is a blowout, right? If you convert a 5, if you say 5 runs in a baseball game is the equivalent of say if each score is worth 1, if each touchdown would be worth 1 point as opposed to the 7 that we're gonna round it up to 7. We're just gonna assume they got all the accuracy of kickers is like 97%. So we're assuming they got all their extra points for the sake of argument. And we could argue that till the cows come home. That's semantics at this point. So we're just gonna say 35. So 35-0 is a solid blowout. 35-7 is a blowout. 35-14, low scoring blowout. 35-21, a good game. So 5-3 is a good game. I think that's how I think of in terms of calculating a blowout in other sports. I think if you're up 6-1 in a hockey game, if we convert that to 49 or 42-7, right? That's a blowout. The 6-1's a blowout. 3-2, you're talking 21-14. Low scoring, not a blowout. 3-0, 21-0, low scoring blowout. 3-1, 21-7, low scoring blowout. 4-2, 28-14, 4-1, 28-7, low scoring blowout. That's how I judge it. That's how I judge a team's. Because I like to compare things. I like to relate things to the NFL because I think the NFL has the neatest scoring system in North America.
Yes.
So that's how I relate. Thinking about if you're saying 5-0, 8-3, or 8-5. 8-5 is a lot closer than 5-0. Right?
Yeah.
You're a lot more in that game, and it depends on when you were. And then the other thing is because baseball is such a unique sport. It could be 5-5 for 9 innings. Then you give up 3 runs in the 9th, and now all of a sudden it's 8-5. And it's why do we even bother playing the other 8 innings? It sucks.
Yeah,
I have one for that myself.
And so in terms of, because I don't think that a lot of teams, I think a lot of sports is such a. With the way modern sports is that everyone is such a highly conditioned, highly trained, because we spend from the time that someone can walk and shows any interest in sports, we craft them to be premier athletes in their sport, whether it be like Pele or Gretzky or Earnhardt or whoever your favorite athlete is in your favorite sport. With the way that we care about sports for the last 40 years, with travel ball and summer leagues and midgets and mites and juniors, and we care so much about getting our young athletes as prepared for sports as we can, that by the time they get to the professionals, they've been a professional athlete for 15 years. They've been getting paid for it until now. All those 5 a.m. practices when they were 14, that's not kid shit. That's adult shit. That is that's having a job. You're getting up 2 hours before you have to go to work to get in your work, so you go to work and get a better job later.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
I saw those 5 p.m. practices on.
I was just looking, Bud. You were just talking about the Tigers and the Jays. I was just looking at the standings, Toronto's only
go ahead.
one game behind Tampa. So if the Rays lose 3 more this weekend to the Royals and the Blue Jays win 2 out of 3, they'll move ahead of them, and the Rays will be in last place in the AL East, which shocking to me that would happen. But like I said,
the Rays were supposed to be the second best team in the East, behind only Tampa. Yeah, only behind Baltimore. Maybe third. And I've never been an argument that New York and Tampa were battling, because I think everybody thought that the Baltimore, the Orioles, were going to be the best team in the league, in the East at least.
Actually, right now the best team in the league is in the East, is in the NL, and that's
Central.
the Philadelphia Phillies.
Yeah.
They have the best record in all of their teams. Is the Phillies.
And I think Cleveland's the best team in the AL.
Are they, or are the Yankees?
I think we are.
I think the Yankees are the best team in the American League right now.
Thank you.
I'm not sure.
Here, let me look. Let me look real quick and look at records. I was
Woo. That's wild. Holy shit, that's wild.
just looking at that. Hang on just a second. Let's see here.
All
right.
That'll put hair on your toenails.
Yeah, the Yankees are 35-17, and the Phillies are 37-14. The Dodgers are 33-19. The Guardians are 33-17, and the Mariners, who lead the AL West, are 27-24. They have a 3-game lead on the defending world champs, the Texas Rangers. So
right,
and then you have Houston, who's 4.5 back, and then the A's and the Angels are actually tied. Right now, the Oakland A's are not in last place in the AL West. So there you go.
Only technically.
And the worst record still belongs to the Chicago White Sox at 15-35. Then it is the Rockies at 16-33. The Marlins at 17-34. The Reds at 20-30. The Angels are also 20-30, and the Blue Jays are 23-26. So
Cool.
Was that you sucks at the Swan Lake there, Lou?
Yes.
Hot sauce. Excellent. You suck.
It's a joke.
Oh, sorry about that. Oh. Can I say I heard?
It's our you suck thing.
You suck. Dun 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 dun. You suck.
Oh,
dun
boy.
dun dun dun.
I wish Diane was here to hear this. No, wait, no, that's a bad idea.
Well, hey Joe, you gonna introduce us to your friend, or is she just gonna lurk back there?
Y'all already met her.
Y'all met me already last week.
Well, I slept since then. Leave me alone.
Oh.
Yeah, I can't say that's good. Can't say that's good.
Well, I lost that $30.
Can't say I'm not gonna drink it, but I'm saying it's not good.
Where the hell is it?
did you guys see that Scotty Scheffler got arrested on the second day of the PGA Championship?
Because he's a dumbass. He deserved to be arrested. No. A man is dead. A man is dead. He died in the crash.
Yes.
And he tried to go, and instead of just waiting for clearance, he thought he was more important than the dead guy and went around the barricade like an asshole. You deserve to spend the afternoon in jail, you dick.
But the funny thing is, he makes bail and goes and shoots like I forget what he shot, 66.
Yeah, he shot a great round.
Yeah, great round. So it didn't bother him that much.
He won the tournament.
Yeah, I was gonna say, didn't he win the tournament?
Well, Xander Schauffele won the PGA.
No, me and my friends were.
And Daddy
He
come
won the
around the
Masters.
corner. Where is he? Where are they? They're just petting the puppy.
No, me and my friends were in Nashville over the weekend, last weekend to see the Black Velvet Rights concert. Great show, by the way. Put on a killer show. And I got to explain to him, bye! Love you a long time!
Y'all said,
Yeah, we did see the puppy.
Say what?
Yeah.
But so I had to explain to my 3 girlfriends, friends who are girls, not girls who are friends. Yeah, I know what I'm saying. Anyway, about the whole Scheffler incident. No, everybody was. I was like, I just made the comment, the offhand comment. I had my earbuds in, and then we're all getting ready to go out. And I made the offhand comment that a man was dead, and they're like, "What?" And I was like, "Oh, sorry, yeah, I forgot I had my earbuds in." I was like, "Yeah, this guy died in a bus crash. He got killed there was a bus crash, and the guy died. And then this golfer, obviously you guys know who he is, but this is how he's telling the girls the story. So this guy Scheffler went around the barricade, and when police tried to stop him, he refused to stop, and so they subsequently arrested him. It was irritating that, and everybody was laughing like this was something tee hee funny. Like, no, man, a man is dead. This is This is a crime scene. This is a crime scene, for Christ's sake, and you're gonna laugh and make jokes about a guy being dead in a car crash? Yeah, you guys are beyond the pale. This is ridiculous. A man is dead. And again, like I said, this is me getting all super serious. This is me being serious. It's not tee hee funny joke time. There's a family out there hurting this weekend, aside from our own, whose loved one doesn't get to come home, and he thinks he's so much better than everybody else around him. He can drive around the barricade. No, screw him and screw the PGA.
Well, that happened to me, but I was going to Tampa one morning to pick up the mail for work, and there was a wrong way accident on one of the bridges. Well, they shut the whole bridge down, and then as you come back to the other side of the bridge, you can see why. If anybody, and as common sense people would tell you, if you have a fatality in anything, whether it's a motorcycle, car, whatever, you cannot cross the crime scene. That is an active crime scene. You cannot.
And yes, it's an active. Okay.
I don't care who you
A slight point of contention. It's an active investigation, not necessarily a crime scene. It's an active investigation, and so just for point of clarification, because there may not have been a crime. It could have been a terrible accident, not necessarily a crime. It could have been just a terrible accident. But that being said, you can't cross the barricade, bud. I don't care who you are, even Jesus Christ himself. You have to wait until you're cleared by police because you don't want to disturb that investigation. And I'm sorry, I'm really frustrated by this whole situation because a man is dead and we're telling knock jokes, for Christ's sake, because this guy thinks he's above the law. That to me.
Well, as of right now, Bud, the charges haven't been dropped. Now, they did reprimand the police officer that he dragged with his car.
Yeah, I know.
He got reprimanded, but I don't. What's going to end up happening?
No, I understand. I'm not saying that. I'm obviously it's going to go forward with the court case and all that. I'm more upset and disturbed by the people on social media not understanding the situation that a man is dead. And the whole reason that he was stopped, the whole reason the convoy, the whole line of cars was stopped is because there was an active investigation by the police going on. And we're going to make jokes, and we're going to write songs and be silly. No, this wasn't some guy just going around a barricade. This wasn't some guy trying to get into the event, a normal, average, everyday event. No, a man was dead. He died in a car crash. Yeah. And it's disturbing to me. It's disturbing to me that social media thinks it's funny because they don't know the whole story. Instead of waiting for the whole story to come out, we're just going to run with headlines because obviously that's what we do in this country and around the world. It's not just this country; it's around the world. Anyway, before I give myself a heart stroke, somebody talk about something else.
But yeah, no. I mean, that's the thing, and I have a funny feeling, and what sucks is the golf course that they played on at Valhalla It's in Louisville, obviously, or Louisville.
Right.
We all know famous athletes from that area. Muhammad Ali, Cassius Clay
Right.
is from Louisville. And probably more than just him. But I mean, it's going to suck if, let's say, in the future, because of this whole situation, with that, I think the person was a volunteer that was there to help bring cars into the event that got killed. So what happens now if the PGA goes, you know what? To avoid that happening again, we're not playing at Valhalla anymore. And that would suck for that golf course because
yes.
What many don't know is the golf course that they're playing on, that brings money to them. It brings in pedestrians, brings in
millions of dollars.
Now, we all know that the one major that doesn't change venue obviously is the Masters. It's always going to be at Augusta. They'll never change. That'll never change. The other three always do change. Like the PGA changes, the U.S. Open is the Open Championship or British Open. They all change every year. I know with the Open Championship, there's like 8 golf courses in a rotation. So obviously the pandemic, they skip that golf course and then it goes back through the rotation again. But I'm interested to see. And again, that is a sick thing for people to make a joke about somebody dying.
I just want to clarify. They weren't making a joke about the man dying. They were making a joke about the fact that police tried to stop Scheffler from going around the barricade. And I may not have explained it well. So my problem was that they were making jokes at the expense of a guy who had died, and the reason why the barricade was put up wasn't because they were trying to control traffic, or it wasn't anything trivial or petty. It was the fact that a man had died, and we were trivializing that's what bothered me, is that a man was dead, and we were trivializing. I'm also pretty wasted at this point, so you'll have to forgive me because I've been drinking port wine and Sprite, and it's really tasty. I tried to mix port wine and white rum, and that was a terrible combination, so I had to go to my Sprite. I just wanted to see if it tasted good. It did not taste great. It tasted okay. Wouldn't recommend it.
It's less filling.
But I don't know about that. It's probably more filling. It'll get you there. But so that my whole contention, like if it had been just him going around the barricade and the cop being, officer, doing, you're doing too much, well, I'd be like, yeah, you know what? All right, make your jokes. Yeah, cops are pigs, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Sure, I can get on board with that. But the problem for me was that a man is dead. And the whole reason I had to block off was to conduct their investigation and determine whether there was foul play or not. And by going around this barricade, not only are you diverting the police's attention, but you could also be contaminating the scene. Yeah. And if you had thrown dirt or debris in the pathway and had caused this investigation to come off the rails, we may not get justice for anybody. And like, justice doesn't mean somebody going to jail. Justice means getting the truth. And the truth of the matter may not have been what it seems like on the surface. It could have been, we could have sent an innocent man to prison because of the fact that things were changed, made it appear as though our driver did something intentional when he did not. Because a lot of people don't understand that in the U.S.'s criminal justice system, what we have to prove is intent, not motivation. It doesn't matter whether you were motivated to do something or not, or what your motivation was. All that matters is your intent. If I swing my arm out and I slap Brad in the face, and I didn't intend to, that could be considered an accident. I may not be criminally liable for what I did. I could be civilly liable. But if I slap my arm out, it doesn't matter whether I hit Brad's face or not. If I swing my arm around with the intent of smacking Bradley in the face, whether I connect or not, all that matters and all that I have to prove, all that the prosecutor has to prove, is whether or not I had intent. And if I had intent to smack Brad in the face, which I don't, obviously, I love Brad and his face, and I wouldn't smack him for any amount of money. Okay, I can be bought. Talk to me.
I was gonna say, if you wanted to slap me, you had a perfect chance last year at this time to do it, since we were in Charlotte last year around this time. So you had all the right in the world to do that at that time. So yeah,
I had all the opportunity. I did not have any right to smack you in the face. I had every opportunity, and I smacked Bradley as many times as I wanted to, which was 0.
right.
Namaste.
With that, why don't we end on a light note? We'll just end it like that. Just talk about that kind of stuff. Lou, go ahead and buddy, tell us about your show on Saturday.
All right, Enhanced Sports Show continues on Saturday, 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll of course continue on with the conference finals of the NHL and NBA. As we get down to the later rounds,
the nitty gritty.
We'll recap the Preakness and the PGA Championship. Oh boy! We'll also, of course, go with MLB. We'll discuss that other football league. Sorry to say.
Go Panthers.
WNBA, UFC, and WWE. Of course, we'll also have the and I'll take any predictions as well. Can't forget that. I don't know if I'm going to take any predictions.
It's going to be longer.
I don't know about taking predictions for the Coca-Cola 500, but if he wants to, go right ahead. But it needs more my thing. Of course, also have the.
It's going to be a Penske driver.
Yeah. Course,
I'm going to take McLaughlin.
Okay. Your thoughts and comments are welcome. The ridiculous sign of the week. I think I already mentioned it. Sports trivia this week in sports history. The feel good story of the week and the best and worst in the month of May. So it's our monthly feature, the best and worst of the month in sports. So if you got time between 4 and 6 p.m. on Saturday, please call 512-543-4662. I'll repeat it again, 512-543-4662, 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. That's 3 to 5 in the central area where Gerald is, and 1 o'clock in the west, and 9 o'clock.
Check your local listing.
I'm going to try to make it this weekend, but I got some stuff to take care of this weekend, so I might be able to fit it in there between that.
I was going to say, honestly, Kyle Larson was the best thing of the month. It's insane.
I can try to call in. I'll be at the baseball game, but I can try to call in the press box.
I think I gotta work it. Site.
Your reception great.
Because I gotta put a new AC in my bedroom because this little one just ain't cooling it down and just takes its heat.
Oh boy!
I think I kind of say Kyle Busch is the worst of the month. I don't know. Kind of dumbest of the month.
Well,
maybe Ricky Stenhouse's right hand.
Yeah, but there was another stuff that's more serious than that. What happened back? I think in the second.
Serious?
Yeah, there was a serious one. It involved the Ukraine athlete that died in battle.
Oh, really? I didn't hear about that. I got banned off Twitter again, so.
Yeah, so it was that. So that might be the worst of the month.
That's terrible.
The ridiculous time, of course, I think we already mentioned it, but I'll say that for Saturday, just in case if anybody calls in. So I hope you all get a chance to call in. It should be an interesting show, and we've already done over 20 shows this year. Years flying by.
Hell yeah, it is. Already doomed, bro.
Everybody that tuned in, I want to thank the networks that allow us to do what we do on here, our sponsors, and before I go, thanks to the men and women of our armed services and our first responders. Thank you for doing what you guys do. We wouldn't be able to do that without you. We'll be back, guys, next week, the last week in May. But we'll see you guys next week. We'll be talking, we'll know kind of who might be in the NBA and NHL finals at that point, maybe, depending on how long the series go. But until then,
Yeah.
guys, everyone be safe out there. We love you guys. We'll be back next week. I am the sports journalist Bradley Walker. This has been the Walker Report. Peace.
Good night.
Cut, print, send it.
Yes.
Cut, print, kill it.